сумасшедший заезд. Флип. Это бас. Показ. Welcome to my channel, my name is Ola, and today's my video is from New York. I normally film my videos from North Carolina because we are staying there, we are living there, we've been there for 2-3 years, for 2.5 years, and yeah, but these 3 days I am staying in Manhattan. Yes, Manhattan, in the middle part near Chinatown, and these several videos are going to be devoted to this very my trip. So in this video I'm gonna tell you about how I started off in Charlotte. I took the cheapest the cheapest flight ever. I didn't really plan to spend a lot of money, so all my trip cost me $550 together. Hold on, 550? Somewhere, something about 400 something for the hostel for 3 nights. Fridays, I'm staying Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and on Monday in the afternoon at 2, I'm heading off back to Charlotte. And yeah, so that was 400 something dollars, and 130 for the flight, forward and backwards. Probably Spirit, I don't know. I just chose the cheapest flight. I have no luggage. The only thing which I have with me is my backpack. There is a change of clothes for 1 to 3 days. That's it, and that's minimal. minimal set of everything. I didn't pay for luggage. That's why I am suffering from batteries. Whenever I have to film, I have troubles with recharging my batteries. Wherever I used to travel before, it was never a problem, because I spent a month in Antalya in Turkey, and wherever you go in cafe, in even the cheapest cafe you go, and there is always the battery charger option, so you can plug in and recharge it. And I've been there, I was there in 2021, 22, or before 2020. I'm trying to remember, hold on, I don't remember. 2021, yes, in 2021. And where else? Moscow is Moscow. It's always, there is always, you go to underground, there are plugins everywhere. You go to just sitting on a regular bus stop, you can charge your batteries. But here in New York, I encountered this difficulty. The only place where you can really charge your batteries, if you really need to, is library. But you need to have the set, that thing, and the court, of course. And when you go take a ferry from New York to New Jersey, there too, you can do it. That's it. You cannot charge your batteries anywhere, and underground, some ways out of this service, and there are some charging stations like in some streets, but you can only use USB, and they are not working. Some of them do not work, and it's kind of sitting there next to the thing. They charge you quite slowly, but for emergency situation, if you really need to just check the the map, which way to go to, so for that, yeah, probably you can sit for 10 minutes, charge it for 2%, check your map, and then go forward. Otherwise, it's just no way. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you how I traveled from Charlotte to New York, and some places which I had visited during my first day. I didn't take taxi because I'm on my tough budget, and I just took a bus. It cost me like $3, 69 probably, 62 or 69, I forgot it. And from Newark Airport in New Jersey to this station where I took a PATH train. Yes, PATH. And there I took it to World Trade Center. Here I stopped, and then I started walking around. That's it. I had some kind of plan for these days, and I kind of follow it. So yes. Where did I go? So first day I walked around inside and around World Trade Center. I've never been there before. I did stay for 10 days before in New York, where we just landed from Turkey when we were migrating from Russia with this big heavy luggage, 4 suitcases. But it was January, the weather was nasty, and we had some other things to do. We needed to have our bank account open, buy a car, and first it was acclimatization. 3-4 days we were sleeping in abnormally, because again that's really a big jet lag. These days I spend it differently, and I walked inside around World Trade Center, then St. Paul Chapel, and then walk through Broadway to Chinatown. So during these several videos, I hope I will split them into several parts. There will be information about different days, how I spent them, what I was doing. I also visited several churches, and I will just split it separately, and we'll make a separate video devoted to that. I hope you will enjoy it the same as I enjoyed my trip. I really loved it. It was great. So thank you all guys for watching, and girls. Thank you all girls for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. If you have any recommendations on not where else to go, I know where else to go. I want to go everywhere. First, I plan to go to Charleston next spring. I wish I could go to Peru, but probably later, a couple years later, I will. I promise I will. And then we'll see. Alright, so let's go walk around. While watching around the things, I will probably comment on what I like about it, what I think about it. Sometimes it will be just silent walking around. So let's go. Click the like button. Support the channel, please. World Trade Center. Так, up. So this time World Trade Center was the first place where a bus train brought me in from New York to New York. I've never been to World Center before. I walked around it last time, and I actually promised that I went downstairs there and I actually filmed this train, but I got some technical difficulties and this file got damaged, so I couldn't use it actually. Yeah, it's the interesting thing about this place, and actually it's kind of useful. I was thinking that it's useless, like why would there be trade center? There are all offices and trading places, sales and shops, whatever they have there. I don't really see the practical application in them, but it's also the place where you can take a train to any place you need. So that's exactly the spot was where you need to go to take blue line and the red line to go somewhere else. Just read carefully. These trains are going to New Jersey. There are some going to some other spots. I didn't need them, so I did not really search into this information. As soon as you leave that area with gated area, you will have, if you need to go back there, you will have to pay again. So be careful about it. Do not leave the gates area if you still think that you need to just change trains before leaving. Otherwise, you will just pay another $3, $2.90. I used my cards. There are probably other special cards where you can get a pass and maybe it will be cheaper. I was there only for 3 days. I didn't plan to spend a lot of time on commuting. I was planning to walk, which I did, and I just used my regular credit card. So, what else did I see there? Oh, everything as usual, a lot of people. It's not exactly noisy at the beginning from me, villager, and just exciting to look around because in my area where I live in Gastonia, you don't really see a lot of such places. You do not see any of such places, to be honest. And I miss them. Yeah, I miss seeing people around, and that's something that I was looking forward to seeing in New York. That's what I did. Walking around, just again read the directions properly, because from here you can get to where to metro stations, to underground, to maybe some depending on which street you want to go to, this A, C blue buttons or blue directions, or maybe yellow R, W are underground lanes which you probably want to go to uptown, Queens, or some other places. Again, I was using my map. I usually use my Google Maps, so the Google Maps told me to take bus 69 or 62 or some other, and then take red lane path. That's what I did. So that's what I was asking for. But still, it can be confusing if it's your first time in a big city and you've never used underground. That can be really struggling. I will make another video about underground and how to use it, because even with me, I've used underground in Moscow. I used it in in Istanbul. That's the most complicated system of transportation. Istanbul, really. I love it. It's beautiful, clean, nothing in comparison to New York. New York metro system is disgusting. Nothing personal, but it is disgusting. Anyway, that was my first look around, and now I'm going outside to see the whole bunch of new world and new sounds and smells. Get ready. You cannot smell it, but as soon as I left the building, there was something incredible with all the smells, because there is something, people selling food around. Так, сумасшедший въезд, да? Давай. О. There's something about you, girl, and I think it's just a smile. I don't know how to say it now. I've been thinking for a while. The best way to say goodbye. Your energy is right, yeah. Just a little reminder, I haven't moved even a little bit from there. I'm still near World Trade Center, just across the road from it, from all this noise, crowd and smells. You can see a little park, and first you will see underground station. to lanes E and some other blue lanes. To learn more about how to use underground, you're gonna probably watch another video from me later a little bit, maybe another week or two later. If you don't know how to wait for it, you are very welcome to subscribe to the channel, and you will get notification as soon as I publish a new video. That will be maybe in 2 weeks. And there is a St. Paul's Chapel just right across this road. Really quiet space where you can sit, relax a little bit from all this noise. And there is an old cemetery, and the interesting moment about it, there was some reading notes around this park, and it was interesting, really interesting to read about it. There were historical notes about this city. And I discovered that this very chapel was built at the very beginning of when New York was founded, somewhere really late in time, but it still survived even though there were several fires and all the area around it was burnt to the ground. This chapel was saved by the citizens because they just kept on helping it. Yeah, there we go. And it's a historical landmark. You're very welcome to read all the information about it if it's interesting. And I will actually make another video when I'm gonna go inside and look around this little chapel and sample couple more churches in Manhattan and in Brooklyn. It's just gonna be too much to put into one video. It's gonna be too long because I was walking non-stop for a whole day, and if I put all of this into one video, you're gonna be exhausted watching it. When I was there, I just took a little rest in this chapel. I looked into it, looked inside, walked around it, had a sit for a while because it was too much for me at the moment. It was a lot of noise and a lot of emotions, something really you need to observe for some time. And then I just walked back there to some other places which we are going to go to. I'm not going to lecture you on the architecture in this video because I first not prepared for it. I love Gothic style churches, but it doesn't look like exactly Gothic style. Just, I know there will be another church looking like Gothic style. I'm not really sure what style this church is built in. I will go get it later. So, if you have any recommendations on what it is, you are very welcome to share them in the comment section. If you would love to read anything about this, I just usually pause for a little while and read, because reading brings more information into your everyday life. And we are back to the Loud Street again, and this time I already crossed the street in the other direction, the opposite direction, and headed toward 9/11 monument. But first of all, I got interested in this operation, what they were doing. I overheard there was a guide talking about this, and he mentioned that they are like changing tapes on it because there is something getting yellowish on the top of this, on the roof of this building, and they regularly tape it over. I didn't really understand what he meant by taping it over, but whatever they were doing, probably there was some leaks and they were replacing them. And as usual, you can always join some guided tours around the area. We are coming close Memorial Center. I understand that it's very important and memorable place for many people, especially those who were affected by events happened in September 9th, many years ago, At that time, I was still a student at university, second year student. We did study English at the time, and we've heard the news, of course, and it was something unexpected. But I wouldn't say that we would really take it really as emotions as people who lived in the USA, because it's a horrible situation, but when you are not exactly affected by it, you cannot imagine how many people it was. And again, everybody heard 2 buildings, but how big these buildings are. Right now we can see the foundation of them, and they are huge. And imagine how tall they were. And symbolism behind these monuments is well known. We know that it's all darkness, like souls of people going into darkness. It's a sad place. No, I hope you had enough of that memorial, and in my plan there was visiting this memorial, but I never ever planned to stay long there, but I will be in this area again because it's the center of New York, and wherever you go you will still be around there. We will walk around this area kinda couple times more. Not exactly this very area, but whatever. So in my plan it was to walk around a lot, and I was lucky to do so because this time the weather was wonderful. It's not January, and I really recommend. October is the best time ever, I suppose. I was born in October. I made this trip just because it was my birthday time. Yeah, thank you. Congrats to my late birthday. Yep. So, and I forgot what I wanted to say. The weather. The weather was beautiful. It was about 27-25 Celsius plus. It's about 68 Fahrenheit, I believe. I'm still not really confident about Fahrenheit's weather. The Fahrenheit's, in temperature, measuring temperature in Fahrenheit, because I don't feel it. I still feel the temperature in Celsius, and I see the world in centimeters and meters and millimeters. I cannot understand inches. I mean, I understand. I remember the table, how you can convert millimeters and centimeters into inches. I'm not saying anything about feet. Just, it's different when you get used to it. I mean, you are born with it, you are living all your life in this measurement system, and then it's kind of difficult to convert your brain into different system. I'm still trying. So I knew that the weather would be better than the previous week, and I got some shorts with me, a top tank, and couple jeans. I mean, no, one pair of jeans and just joggers, some thin pants, jeans, and some sweater, and the vest jacket. Because you never know, it's north, it's better to have a jacket and regret not, it's better to have a jacket and not use it than regret not having it while having it back at home, right? It's not that heavy, so I took it with me. I actually was using it on the plane, because on the plane it's freaking cold. I don't like being cold, so and again, when you're on the plane, it's really nice to have a jacket, because it's something that you can put under your head to not exactly fall asleep, but just to have some rest. And the trip wasn't really long. It's 2 hours and a half flight, and now I am going up street somewhere. It was almost time to go to the hostel where I was staying. the check-in time was about 3 o'clock, and it was about 1 maybe, I'm not sure. I don't remember, but it was sometime like 1 hour before checking in, so I decided to start heading towards there, because again, you gotta drop my bag and just to see if I arrived correctly or not. I usually try to come to the hotel the first time when I get to the place, because just in case, what if there is a mistake? Because once I was in the situation when we came to the hotel and the address was not correct or something, so there was I don't really know how to explain. There was an address, but in that same city there was the same address with the same name of the street. I don't know. So we got to one hotel, but they said that no, their address is not correct. You gotta go to another address, to the street somewhere across on the other part, in the other part of the city. And that was really confusing. So from that moment, every time when I am coming somewhere, I'm just coming to the hotel and checking in if it's the right hotel which I had paid for or not, just to make me less nervous. So what did I did around New York? Just walking, observing the streets. I'm a wild person. I got used to living in the city. I used to live in the city. And the interesting thing about New York now, it changed a lot. 2 years ago when we were there, it was not I don't really remember bicycles. I understand that it was January. Maybe they were not riding their bikes because it was January. But at the same time, I don't remember these lanes for bicycles. So probably they were not over there at that time. And now they're everywhere. And bicyclists are more dangerous. Or at least they feel more dangerous to me than drivers, like car drivers. Because they're crazy. Really, they're crazy. Because there are several types of bicyclists in New York. If you notice, if you pay attention, there are delivery riders, the guys who work, they do their job, okay, they cycle because they need to get to some points in really short limited time limit. In the limited time frame. And they do it fast. And at the same time, there are people who maybe cycle for their pleasure, I don't know, maybe to do sport, maybe to get to work. I saw some guys with their kids at the back of their bike, probably even riding their kids to school. And at the same time, there is the whole industry, or tourist industry for riding a bicycle. I just saw several commercials, like offering, join us on our bike tour around New York. And what, guys, have you ever tried cycling out there? Because in some spots you need to cross a street, and it's really not exactly in here it's a central street and there are bike lanes, you can see them, but at the same time there are some places where you cannot really, it was just confusing a little bit. Because I'm as a walker, I walk slowly, and I could see that these bikes couldn't understand where to turn. Because at some point, these bike lanes, maybe they got split into two, maybe something else. So they were really confused, and that's about tourists. I'm quite confident. I like cycling. I do have a bicycle. I cycle around Gastonia. And my first year in Gastonia was only on a bike, because I've never was driving a car before. I never had driven a car before coming to the USA. I'm not a car driver. I hate cars. And I don't care much, but I prefer to be driven. I prefer to be on the public transport. When you are on the public transport, I had been a public transport user for all my life till the 40s. And now I have to learn, already learned, but again, now I have to use the car. And I wouldn't say that I really like it. So now I'm a car driver, and I used to be a walker and a cyclist. And we are coming to an interesting spot, especially if you are in New York, you absolutely must film these smoky tubes. And get ready, there will be some more interesting. I hope you really enjoyed the noise of New York and the big city. Big Apple is welcoming you. And now, look at that. So there is a kindergarten. I was not planning to come there. I just approached this spot and noticed that there are kids wearing some vest jackets. Probably they are on their fire drill. I try not to believe that it's just their walk. I really hope it's not. I really hope that they train them for some fire drill situation or some other. Because if it's a walking in the street, really I don't believe so. Because I used to work in preschool here in the USA. I worked in South Carolina in a little preschool center for children. I was working with 2-3-year-olds, and my kids went to what do you call it, kindergarten in Russia. I went to kindergarten in USSR, the country which does not exist anymore. It was in Kazakhstan, and so I can imagine what it is like to be a child in a big city. Basically, it's not New York issue. It's in any big city there is a limit of space, and they have to squeeze this kindergarten in between the houses. Rental is expensive, but they still need this in somewhere. I saw some teeny tiny kindergartens in other cities too. I can prove, yes, I lived in big cities in other countries. Hold on, where I was? Oh yeah, I sometimes will stop to look at these places, because if you remember, it's about dinner time and I was not exactly hungry, but I didn't have any food from 5 in the morning. So it's time to have food. Зафиксировали Broadway. Okay, cool. Wow. What's the difference there? I actually decided to give you some proofs of me living in a big city before. That again, I'm still walking around. I came to Broadway, so I'm walking across Broadway. Before coming to USA, I lived in several cities, like 6 probably. I was trying to count, but the last city which we lived in was Smolensk. It's a city not far from Moscow. I would have said that it's maybe Boston size. Boston, yeah. There is a winter, there is a usual summer. It's not a southern city, but I did live in the southern city too. They're all different. For those people who ask me, tell me that Russia is a very cold country. Come on, guys. There is Alaska in the USA and there is Florida. The same way over here. There are cold places and there are hot places. And after living in Smolensk, there's snow. Yeah, of course it's snow, but it's not too much. I mean, you can still see the ground through it. And after it, we went to Georgia, which is the country, not the state in the USA. You can Google it. It's spelled the same. It's a country between Turkey and Russia. A beautiful country, absolutely nice weather, absolutely wonderful kitchen. Totally recommend. And so that was time when I got really hungry, and I'm gonna go to see some food. I'm not going to stay in a cafe because I have I have troubles choosing food, because every time I get to choose what to eat, I don't know how to decide this. I don't know what to choose, and I'm usually just trying to stay out of it. Please don't give me the options.
Yo, next time wait till I get out of the truck, bro. I'm sitting with the whole time.
When I start making a video about my hostel, I will probably draw my bank statements to check how much I actually spent during all this trip. For now, I spent $550 on staying in the hostel for 3 days, plus tickets back and forwards. So that's $550 altogether for the flights and for the hostel. And altogether for the food, it was less than $100 for 3 days. I promise I will attach the bank statements later in some other video where I will talk about hostel. Because I usually first I have troubles what to choose. Even while I was in this store, I actually picked one of these ramens, like noodles. I'm not sure which of them. I stayed for a while. By the way, I was a bit confused with the price because the same cola costs $2.60 in the store near my place in Gastonia. So, like, why is it $2 more expensive? But it's New York, it's Broadway, and it's 24/7 store. So it's day and night. There must be higher price. It's normal. It's okay. I understand that. I actually found some other place which had more reasonable price. So what I bought there, what did I buy? I bought these noodles, and even though I had the time to choose the noodles, I didn't choose them properly. I picked something with a pepper on it. I cannot eat hot chili peppers taste. And it was something that I really got, and I had to wash it down. I mean, really, I poured this hot water, boiled water in it. It stayed, so I prepared these noodles, and then I had to wash it again because just to get rid of this pepper thing. Okay, and as you noticed, we are in China. We are in China, little China in New York.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I should have said that.
And as you understand, that's a place which I actually recommend for looking for food. This is already cheaper. Where was I? I was on the Broadway Street, then I moved to the left, right? No, somewhere, Lafayette Street. And then if you go down the same, continue, going to this keep going perpendicular or parallel streets to Broadway, down there, 3 more streets, and the food will be cheaper, way cheaper. I bought the bunch of apples for $2, then the bunch of those pears cost me $2 a pack, and then I bought what did I buy? I bought a dragon fruit. Actually, my first time in my life, I decided finally to try it. Because before I looked at the price, it was like $5, and I looked at it. I'm not sure that I wanna try the food, which I'm gonna spit out nervously. I wanted to go to China one day, but it was COVID when I wanted to go, because we lived in Siberia, which is the northern part of Russia, and it's near China, and you could take a night bus tour to China, but it was closed at the time when I was there because of COVID, so I missed the opportunity. If you share my strong wish to kick on the knock of this head, just click the like button, support the channel. And that's New York, baby! That's how you live in a big city. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and so thank you. If you haven't subscribed yet, you have the last chance to do so. Don't miss the next episodes of our soap opera. Thank you again for watching, and see you later.